Hey everyone. Hey PAC team. How are you guys? You're all here. Yay. And after many attempts, we're on somewhere in the internet realm and the interwebs. It's Tuesday, although it seems like it's Monday according to Facebook because nothing's really working for us. But we're all glad that you're here and you made it back from the long weekend. If you're in the States, and Jess, you probably didn't have a long weekend. Does that work for you or no? No, normal day. This is just Tuesday for Jess. It's not weird. Well, so we have been running this for, I think Amanda said 30-something days in a row, so we haven't broke the streak. 36, there you go. Not that we're keeping count or anything. But we're going to try something a little bit different today. Teepa encourages folks to have moments of pleasure and joy, so we're hoping that this might be yours, and it might be ours if we've had a long work day. So we're going to try something today that's a little different. I've got the team here and they've actually picked partners already, and what we're going to do is try a little something called PACronyms. So PAC is a wonderful organization and we have lots of acronyms, things that we think make sense to people, and often they do, but you got to know the acronyms to actually figure out what the heck we're talking about sometimes. So what we'll do is, based on the PowerPoint, we will show an acronym and then our team is going to play live. They'll try to figure out the acronym, and if you're watching along in the comments, you can go ahead and share what you think is going on, and we'll try this out as a practice round first because well, we've never done this before and I don't want anyone to be too intimidated.
Hey Alejandro, I just posted to Teepa's live page that we're on Amanda's page because we're not, nobody's watching us yet. So
no one's watching me. Oh man, the one time I decided we're gonna do something, no one's watching. Does that mean I should wait a minute, or can I?
No, just go ahead.
I'll just go ahead. All right. Well, you'll get caught up. They'll come on and figure out, I think. So we'll start with this one. Here's our first one. So it's not huh, although it looks like huh. It's our first PACronym. So whoever's ready, you'll go ahead and unmute. What do you think it is? I can't see you, so just go ahead and shout it out. You guys
Hand under hand.
Oh, Shelly's got it. Hand under hand. Nice. So hand under hand is this wonderful, fantastic technique. People who have come to PAC things get to try it out, and lots of oohs and ahs about it. So here's the follow-up. Who's working on who's your partner today, Shelly? Who'd you pick? Did you have one or no?
Oh, Teepa.
Oh, Teepa, and she left. Is she back on?
Well, I heard she's there.
She's there? Okay. This is a tricky one. I know Teepa was on. Are you there, Teepa?
I am.
Oh, okay, cool. So Teepa, because you're Shelly's partner, you get first crack at the follow-up. And I would imagine you have tons of things you've helped people with for hand under hand assistance. What sticks out to you when the question comes up?
Mouth care.
Mouth care. So the idea of brushing teeth, but helping someone else to do it.
Helping somebody brush their teeth, because it actually takes a fair amount of manipulation skill. But if they know where you are and what you're doing, it makes it a little less scary for somebody to be up in your mouth if there's a connection between the two of you.
Yeah, cool. And for folks who are interested in seeing Teepa do it, I think there's a video out there somewhere in our wide catalog of videos. I know I've seen it before. All right, so someone else can chime in. What else have you assisted folks with using hand under hand? I will say for me, I've helped someone get through a very dark area in a museum and down some steps, and it was an absolute lifesaver. Anything else before we go on to the next one?
Outside of dementia care, I've used it to help my daughter get her toenails clipped when she started to fight me. It didn't like it. So we did hand under hand.
There you go. That's a first for
Pamela says eating. Assistance with eating. So that was from Facebook. Very exciting.
Nice. Assistance with eating is a cool one. It's a one that we often try and get people to experience when we have a training. So if you're curious about it, come see us and come try something out with our training. All right, so that's how it'll roll. We've got, I think, 4 more of these, so we'll go to the next slide. I don't have buzzers for you all. I didn't get them in the mail on time. Sorry, PAC team. If you want to make a buzz sound, go for it. Otherwise, just unmute for this next PACronym. So we've got PPA.
Lauren, do you know this one? We can do it.
Take it away, Catherine.
Positive, physical. Go for it, Lauren. What's the last part? Positive, physical approach.
Nice.
Or
Told you could do
attitude.
it.
Or attitude, Lauren. Or attitude. That'd work too.
I
So-
always have a positive attitude, Teepa.
There you go. Yeah, that's right. Lauren, I've never seen you without a positive attitude, actually.
Thank you.
So yeah, so PPA is another one of these PACronyms that we use. It stands for Positive Physical Approach. And, you know, kind of recently, we've got a big idea in PPA that's been all over the place. You might have seen these stay 6 feet away signs, and there's little markings all over the place. Well, guess what? PAC started that, guys. You know that we started that a long time ago, because staying 6 feet away is something that we do as part of the steps, and there's lots more. So Lauren and Catherine, you guys guessed the PACronym correctly. So we'll start with you guys. Where do you use your PPA skills, your skills to approach someone and then start to work with them and get connected?
I use it all the time, but especially if someone's living with dementia, it's a way to make sure you've got an invitation into their intimate space.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So using it with people living with dementia, specifically getting invited in versus barging in. Yeah. Cool. Any other team members want to chime in on where you use your PPA skills? And it could just be a piece and not the whole thing.
Restaurants, when you used to be able to go to a restaurant.
Remember those days, Carrie? Whoa.
Yeah, I remember those days.
We'll get back there one time. Wait, tell us more, Carrie.
Just trying to slow down the interaction a little bit for the server or the hostess, whoever you're dealing with. Like, hi, I'm Carrie. How are you today? The same way that they do with us, but to let them feel reflection a little bit.
Yeah, so actually using it with someone who's taking your order and not jumping to that thing that you want on the menu, but building a little bit of a relationship and starting it out that way. Cool. Any other team members want to chime in before we go to the next one here?
I used a very uncomfortable situation once when I dropped my favorite pen between the legs of a stranger on a public bus. I really wanted that pen back, but the only way that I would be able to get it is if I gave that person a choice. So staying far back, I went, ooh, my pen. Would you like to grab it or should I?
Yeah, so not just going and rushing in and grabbing that pen. That's kind of in a weird spot that pens usually aren't. Yeah. Okay. All right, so we'll skip to the next one. So we've got PAS.
Ooh, ding, ding.
Ooh, oh, someone made a nice buzzer noise. Go for it.
Keith and I will do this one because I think my example may actually fit, Keith.
Okay.
These are positive action starters.
Positive action starters. Spot on. Nice. So we've got a huge list of them, and I'll pop them up here. These action starters are really in place for us to get something going with another person. We will often say we have an agenda, but instead of pushing it, we'll put a positive action starter in place to kind of get the ball rolling. So, Keith, you're Beth's partner, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, Keith, you get the first crack at the follow-up question. What's the best positive action starter to use? In your opinion, I should say.
I don't know that I'd say best, but I know with people on my team often use the choice. So maybe if we're doing a training, asking like, so would you like me to model this first for you? Or do you want to try it on your own and I'll watch? Something like that.
Cool. So Keith went with the choice, which is number 3 in that particular list that we're showing. Yeah. So either one of those could move us forward and get the agenda met. Keith's just offering up a nice choice of what's the first one you want to do? And then we can push the ball forward a little bit. Cool. Anyone else got a different one that they like or tend to use more even?
My 3-year-old uses them on me. And the other day we were walking and he said, "Ooh, you were just going to race, right? Okay, go." What? But he was already running. So it works.
Yeah.
I felt compelled to run because I had started a race that I didn't even know I had started.
There you go. It was a nice, short and simple to bump you into racing, and hopefully you guys raced unscathed. Cool. Yeah, I think my favorite one would be asking for some help from someone. Usually I'm also really asking for some help that I have absolutely no skill in. But sometimes it's more to build a relationship and ask for help that I could probably do, but I'd rather be in this together with you. So anyone else for an action starter before we pop to the next one?
I do a variation of the help.
Mm-hmm.
And my variation is, ooh, I want to ask you for a big favor.
Okay.
And I usually do a big favor because it sounds like, uh-oh. And then I make it a small ask.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes when you say, I need a huge favor, and they're like, yeah. You go, do you have any coffee that I could get like a small cup?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, it's in the kitchen. Would you mind?
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, it only sounds like a small favor, but in fact, I'm getting you out of the chair into the kitchen, getting a cup out of the cabinet, getting milk out of the fridge, but I'll build up on that. So it really was a huge favor, but it was a small ask. But it's step after step. So it's sort of a tricky way to get people to do a lot more than they would have agreed to in the first place.
Yeah, so what you just saw was Teepa take this very basic phrase and use it at more of a mastery level. So just when you think you have all these down pat and you're ready to roll, there's still something else to work on. And what happens if the person's in a different gem state? And even that interjection and the facial expressions make it a lot more likely that someone's going to be with you and help you get the thing done. So lots to work on with these positive action starters. All right, so we'll go to a different one. This one is PPC. Lots of P's here.
Positive personal connectors.
Positive personal connectors. Cool. I put connections on here, Jess. I actually say connectors more often than connections, but I think it's about the same thing. We'll let you pass on. I think it's pretty good. So positive personal connections. Thinking about connecting with people before we get to the task. And I didn't put these in any particular order, but these connections happen before, or we'd like them to happen before you get to the agenda, before you get to the task that you want to complete, before you get to the brushing of the teeth, which isn't a really great thing. I want to be in a relationship with you for a little bit. Let's see how we can do that. So Jess, who's your partner?
My brilliant partner is Amanda.
Oh, Amanda. All right. So Amanda, you get the follow-up here. So what's your go-to, or I guess your favorite positive personal connector?
Absolutely. My favorite is, "Hi, I am and you are." And I use it a little bit differently because a lot of times where I'm using it, I should know the person's name and I don't. And so it's a really great tool at a party or something else when I'm trying to talk to someone and I should know their name. You know, I like to be called Amanda, but a lot of people, you know, call me Mandy. Any weird names for you? Because it's like a sneaky way to kind of get somebody to say what their real name is and their preferred name. And if there's anything I shouldn't call them. So I like that one.
Nice. So that meet and the tricky part here is sometimes we think we're doing this one, but it comes off more as, what's your name? It's like, whoa, Amanda actually said her name first, or her preferred name, and then ask, and you are, or your preferred name? Do you like to be called? What do you like to be called? This is my preferred name and yours. So we've got these set up as one of the tools to work with people living with dementia. Notice that Amanda's just using it with anyone. But the idea of kind of starting the interaction with what you would like the person to answer with, and almost setting them up for success in that way. So there's a little bit of a jump start before the response is coming back to you. All right, anyone else on the team? This one's open for your favorite PPC.
I really like the one where you say something nice that you value in them, especially something like, you know what, you are really good at. I really appreciate how you, something like that. That's my favorite.
Yeah, so Catherine's idea of saying something nice, and Catherine went with something that's actually not physically visible. I mean, this is more of an intrinsic thing that you can actually see, but for some people who don't really care that my shirt matches my earrings or that my hair is looking real nice, that's not me, by the way. I really like for people to say my hair looks nice, but for people who don't, Catherine's got something else ready for them. So we've got this list, and they're a little bit adaptable, they're a little bit moldable for the person you're working with or the person that you are. Any other ones?
Alejandro, I really like the notice something. As an extrovert, if I'm really looking for connection, I can get a little close to people. I can hold their eyes a little too intensely. And for my introvert friends, that doesn't really make them comfortable. But if I use number 4 and I notice something else in the environment, I tend to make the people I'm with a little bit more comfortable, and it helps me as much as it helps them.
Yeah, so for people who are in that uncomfortable spot in the party, I can still get connected with you. You don't have to watch me. We now get something to focus on together and move forward on. Nice, thanks, Beth. All right, one more here. PLWD. These letters seem like they should not go together at all, probably.
Person living with dementia.
Yeah, Lauren, you're fast on the mute trigger, or maybe you just left yourself unmuted to beat everyone. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, person living with dementia is this PLWD. You'll also see it with a lowercase l, I think, in some of our print materials.
Lowercase w.
Lowercase w, oh, there you go, see? No, I'm not the right person to proofread. I can do this other stuff though. So person living with dementia. So thinking about this idea of people living with dementia, it's at the core of what we do. It's at the core of why we are in the company that we're in and go out and do the things that we do. So I'm curious from anyone on the team, what other terms have you heard to identify people who are living with dementia?
Not positive ones.
Yeah, so Keith, they're not. So notice that Keith didn't actually say them. He just said they're not positive ones. Yeah.
One that bothers me is like when it's a patient.
Patient for you, Catherine, is the one that you've heard.
Yeah, that's one I really don't care for because it's just making them into an illness and not a person. The same with demented.
Yeah, that's one that I've heard quite a bit as well. I mean, either way it goes, the reason that we use person living with dementia is because we truly believe that these are people just like we're people. So I just happen to have a brain change going on, just like someone else has a different thing that's going on in their body. So we at PAC truly believe that relationships mean everything. And part of being in a relationship that's valuable is using words that are valuable, because words are powerful. So we will use this often, and we'll see it in print often, and it's really at the core of what we do. So whether you're a person living with dementia, or you're a care partner, or you're a professional care partner, we would encourage you to do more with us and check out more with us. We have our website.
Yeah, Alejandro?
Yes, Amanda.
Before we wrap things up, we had one person, Carla from Facebook, asking a pretty common question that's sort of, how do you put together all these things that you just talked about to help someone understand the need for a shower or a bath or something else? So everybody in the PAC team, raise your hand if this is a question you've gotten in the last week. Yeah, this can be really frustrating. And any of the pieces you talked about today that might be a helpful start. She does always greet and say good morning and you look pretty. What else can we do that's different? So
yeah. So sorry, someone was starting to talk. Go for it, whoever that was.
Hey, Hey, Carrie, can you pick your arm up just a second? I thought I noticed something about wow, you've got some dry skin going on there. Yeah? Listen, I have some lotion. Give me a second. It's right. Oh, here it is. Now, this is some stuff I got, and it says that it works best absorbing wise if you first put on a warm, moist cloth and let it sit there for a minute, then take it off, double check the skin is just barely damp, not really wet, and then you put the lotion and rub it in, and it's supposed to absorb better. Could we try it?
Sure, that's
okay.
fine.
Do you want to get a washcloth or should I? Tell you what, come show me where you keep them if you don't mind.
All right. Yeah, they're over here in the bathroom. Yep.
In the bathroom. Okay. Cabinet or closet?
In the closet.
Okay. Well, any particular one you care about?
I like the pink one.
Pink one? Cool. All right. Now do you want to do it or should I? Because it's supposed to be wrung out. You're not supposed to have too much moisture.
I can wring that out because I kind of.
Okay, cool. Hey, Carrie, you've got something right. As long as you have the washcloth right here, look like it's like right along your jawline. Okay. Here, try getting your washcloth. There you go. Oh, I think you got it. Ugh.
Is that good?
Gosh. Yeah, looks pretty good. Try right here. We could do the lotion right here as long as you're doing that. That's nice and moist.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, here. Tell you what. Now, here's your lotion. Try a little bit just on your neck. See what you think of that. How's that feel?
Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, let me see your shirt again. Let me hold it up. I don't want to get this stuff on your sleeve. Can you push it up really high, or do you have another shirt on? Do you want to take that one off so we don't get it on your sleeve?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, cool. All right.
Okay, so I'll pause before Carrie gets undressed. Thank you, Carrie.
Hey, she's got it.
So, thinking through, Alejandro, if you want to kind of note a few of the pieces that we talked about today that Teepa used.
Yeah, so one of the ones was a lot of action starters. So there was a this or that, but only before Teepa got her, or only after I should say, Teepa got her to notice some things visually. Then there's action starter, and then there's another visual, and then so a connection. So everyone do this. A connection, probably using some strong visuals, even though Carrie has lots of language. And then moving to some action starters. And did it feel, Carrie, like she was doing it to you, or like you were a part of this process?
No, I was definitely part of the process.
Yeah, so figuring out, Carrie may need some lotion, but she doesn't have to be completely non-existent here. I mean, how can I do this with you instead of doing it to you? But really lots of action starters and positive personal connectors. So, cool. All right. Anything else from that one?
When somebody says we didn't get a shower, how many of you hit a home run on the first date? It's just sometimes we get in our mind what the bottom line is. We want them to have a shower. And it's like, if I don't like you, trust me, I'm not going to get naked. And if somebody won't pull up their sleeve and do something like that, it's a relationship. Guys, come on. If you strip that fast, we'd have another phrase for you.
So Teepa's staying one base at a time, guys. One base at a time is a pretty good journey to be on, as I think what she's saying there. Well, good. Well, thank you guys so much for playing along. Hopefully you had some folks playing along with us in the internet worlds. We will be back at 5 every day. We'll keep this streak going. And if you are curious about positive action starters or positive personal connectors, please visit the website. We have a list of free resources that you can go and look at, but it may not make sense without some more training and practice, which is where you can also find on our website how to get with us virtually, because like Carrie said, we can't meet you at a restaurant right now, but we can sure meet you online. So thanks everyone. Have a good day. See ya.
Hey folks, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to help us spread Teepa's positive approach message around the world. And don't forget to click the bell to get notified when new videos are posted.